Hello and welcome back to the Sound Beast YouTube channel. My name is David.foxen, and today we're going to be answering one of my most asked questions that end up in my inbox on LinkedIn. And that's, how can I make my CV appropriate for the Itam or software licensing job that I want to apply for? And how can I make myself stand out in the interviews? Now, hold my hands up, I'm no recruitment guru. Yes, I've done interviews. Yes, I've recruited people in the past. But I'm just going to give you my experience and my hints and tips, and hopefully you find it useful. If you don't, just click off. Anyway, roll the credits. So first of all, when people send me a message like this on LinkedIn, and thank you to everyone that has done so, by the way, and I hope you found my advice and guidance useful. The first thing I say is to always look at the job description of the role that you're applying for or that you've been approached for, and play your CV to the strengths of that role. Okay, and what I mean by that is, for example, if they're looking for someone with vast experience in IBM or SAP and you have that experience, really highlight and emphasize the experiences that you've had and the knowledge that you have on those particular software vendors or licensing metrics. You know, there may be stuff in there. You've done some amazing work on a CMDB, a configuration management database update. You know, you're an Itam guru, but that's not what they're really looking for in this respect. The next step I would say is to really kind of, again, emphasize all of your qualifications that you may have that are related to the job description that they're looking for. Again, you know, make sure that if they're looking for a specific element of Itam, they want someone from hardware asset management, that you highlight the fact that you've got the HAM certifications from people like Itam Academy or IAITAM, or that you've got, you know, some qualifications in software asset management that they're looking for, you know, whatever it may be. Really look through that job description and then really emphasize and highlight how your skills and experiences can match the job description that they're looking for. Now, there is a bit of a tiny little risk with this in that the job description doesn't really fully say what the role needs to be. So you may miss some stuff out that they are actually looking for, but haven't really asked for or highlighted in the job description. But, you know, as someone that looks through a lot of CVs for Itam, SAM people, you know, I'm always looking for those that have got the relevant skills and experiences to meet the job that I'm looking for. General Itam is great, but if I'm looking for an SAP licensing guru, I want to see a CV that gives me examples on how they've been an SAP licensing guru, whether that be defending audits, optimizing licenses, doing agreements, you know, whatever it may be. So really emphasize and highlight the key experiences and knowledge that you have that relate to the job description. So next up, once you've submitted your CV, hopefully you will get an interview. And the next kind of question that people ask, once we've spoken about the CV and we've had a look at it, again, I'm no expert or guru on CVs. This is just my experience and what I tell people when they message me. Next up is, how do I make an impression in an interview? This is a tough one for me because naturally I love IT asset management. So whenever I'm engaging with a new client, or previously when I was going for permanent roles, my passion and enthusiasm just kind of comes out in interviews, as it does if you've ever met me. I can talk about Itam for ages. If you don't kind of have the same high levels of passion for Itam or SAM or licensing that I do, then I would highly suggest that, you know, you maybe kind of act a little bit up on how interested you are in Itam and SAM. I'm not saying you're not, but just, you know, really emphasize your career, what you've done, you know, really show you're enthusiastic and passionate about the subject that you're talking about, whether that is like a dedicated licensing metric or software vendor, whether it's hardware asset management, software asset management, cloud asset management, whatever it may be. Even if you're not feeling it, act like you're really interested and passionate about it, because, you know, as someone that would be recruiting you, that for me would be great, because I think, hey, look, this person's, you know, really interested in it, they're really passionate about it. You know, you may even be lacking certain bits of experience or skills, but because you're interested and passionate, I know that you're going to get up to speed really quickly. So yeah, be passionate, be enthusiastic about the role, and also your skill set. And I would really always suggest that you use real life examples on how you've implemented ITAM, SAM, licensing, whatever it may be. They're going to have set questions normally from HR that they have to go through. Try and revert those back to actual real life examples on what you've achieved in other organizations, what your skill set is, what your knowledge level is. You know, real detailed examples of what you've managed to achieve and what you've managed to achieve, not your team, because ultimately they're hiring you. And I see this far too often when, oh yeah, we saved millions of pounds on this and hundreds of millions of pounds on that, and we implemented this. But what part did you actually play in that? That's what you need to focus on, and that's what you need to big up.
Oh, that freeze frame ain't pretty. Hey, I'm still learning how to do all this editing, Lark. What I failed to mention when recording the video was that this is a two-way interview process, right? Not only are they making sure that you're right for the role, but you also need to make sure that the organization and the people that you'll be working for are right for you. So make sure you ask them lots of questions as well about the organisation, about what it's like to work there, what their kind of roles are, what their management style is, etc. Because ultimately, this is your opportunity as well to get a feel for how you will fit into the organisation. It's a two-way streak. You're an extremely valuable resource. You know, make sure that you hold yourself to that kind of high standard and make sure that the organisation's also right for you. Anyway, unfreeze this horrendous freeze frame and back to me live in the video.
Now, I know we're all adults here, but I will say it. Do not lie on your CV or do not lie in your interview. It will come back to bite you further on down the line. You'd be amazed at how many times we've gone through a CV, gone to the interview process, asked a candidate about a specific task that they mentioned in their CV, and then their story doesn't match up because ultimately it didn't happen or it's been fabricated a lot. Now, I'm not saying you're going to do this at all. You're a grown-up. I trust you. But it needs to be said. Make sure that, you know, you're honest. If you don't have specific experience with a certain licensing metric or a software vendor, be honest and say so. Because if you then say that you're a guru in it or a black belt, you may then get thrown into like an Oracle EULA exit, for example, or a Microsoft Enterprise Agreement renewal when you've got very limited experience in Microsoft. Be honest. Even if you haven't got the experience, be proactive in saying that you're looking to learn and that, you know, you want to gain that knowledge set and you really feel like that organization and that role is the right place for you. Like I said, not a guru in recruitment. There are loads of amazing IT asset management and software licensing recruiters out there within the ITAM world. Highly suggest that you go and talk to them as well. Not a CV guru either. This is just my personal experience as someone that's applied for roles, gone through the interview process, and then been on the other side of the fence. And to be honest, this is just the advice that I give people when they message me on LinkedIn as well. So hope you found it useful. If you've got any questions, please feel free to contact me. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And hopefully we shall see you again on the Sam Beast YouTube channel.